Backstroke pulling is absolutely critical for creating backstroke speed, but it can be a skill that many swimmers struggle to learn. Oddly enough, rather than just working on one arm at a time, working on both arms at the same time can actually be a really effective strategy for helping swimmers improve their pull. Hi everyone, Andrew here, helping you help your swimmers get faster. When it comes to creating change and facilitating improvement, the only rule is to use what works. The strategies that work aren't always intuitive, but if they get the job done, those are the ones that you want to use. When it comes to improving the backstroke pull, sometimes the alternating arm action and the rotation can be a real challenge that many swimmers struggle to overcome. By taking that away, by using both arms at the same time, we can help swimmers develop a more powerful pull. Let's check out how to make it happen. The pull powers the stroke. Backstrokers have to have an effective pull to go fast. The legs are certainly important, but in and of themselves, the legs can't create the same speed the arms can. The swimmers have to have a great pull if they want to go fast. And in order to create a lot of propulsion, to create a lot of speed, they need to move a lot of water. How do they do that? Big surface area, big range of motion, big acceleration of the hand. It's simple enough in concept, but that doesn't make it easy for swimmers to do. So we have to find strategies that put them in the situation where they can figure out the best way to get the job done. A key concept is that it's more than just the hands. And so a lot of swimmers just focus on what their hands are doing in backstroke, and that leads to a much smaller surface area than they otherwise could use if they use their whole arm. So if it's a small surface area, minimal speed because there's not very much propulsion. The goal is to move the hand and the forearm together. It's a difficult skill for swimmers to learn in any stroke, and it's even more challenging when they're on their back. And because they're on their back, they have to use the rotation in order to get the arms in the right position. The problem with that is it's difficult to time the rotation, and if they can't figure that aspect out, it can be very difficult for them to figure out the pull. So we have to find ways to put them in positions where they can figure out how to execute a good pull to use the whole arm, the hand, and the forearm, and we have to help them figure out the added challenge that comes with rotation timing. Now, real quick, just to help get a sense of what we're trying to accomplish, this is the position, the general concept that we want to have swimmers understand. And so they're going to see here, he's got his whole arm, his forearm and his hand facing backwards at the same time, and he's going to move that backwards in order to move himself forwards. And so the more swimmers can get in positions where they have the whole forearm, the whole hand, everything, using it as a surface area and moving water backwards, that's what we're looking to accomplish. So if we can put swimmers in positions that make it easier for them to feel and execute that skill, we're going to make a whole lot more progress in terms of developing that skill. One strategy that can be really useful is double arm backstroke. By using both arms, swimmers have to create a really flat, direct pull. And so they're not going to be moving their hands all over the place. They've just got to set it up and pull straight back. And so there's two ways to do this. The first step is to use a straight arm, double arm backstroke. And so the forearm and the hand are going to move as a unit, and the focus then is on the arm and not the hand because the whole arm is moving, and that helps swimmers feel what it's like to not just focus on the hand, but to use the whole arm, and that allows them to feel a much bigger surface area. So if they're going to pull with straight arms, I like doing this. You can have them recover over the water. I also like having them recover under the water. Just slide their arms straight out to the side and then pull straight down. By you keeping the arms straight, it forces them to pull with the whole arm. And then after that, you can go to regular double arm backstroke with a more natural pulling pattern. There's going to be more elbow bend, and the feel of the pull is going to be more backwards versus back and in with the straight arm pull, and it's more closely related to what they'll actually do with regular backstroke. But in both cases, they're going to have a flatter pull, a more direct pull, and by starting with the straight arm, they can feel the whole arm and then transition to the bent arm. That's going to be more realistic in terms of what they're actually going to do, but they'll still have that whole arm feel to it. So this is with straight arms, as you can see, and you can see the acceleration he has when he executes that pull. You can see that the arms are really straight, and that's going to allow him to pull with the whole arm at the same time. He's not just focusing on the hands. And you can see the acceleration of the body there as he pulls through, and that's what we're looking for with a big surface area. Now he's recovering his hands under the water like that. You can have them do it that way, especially if they're struggling a little bit. You can also have them recover both arms over the surface as well. The key idea is to get everything out wide and then pull straight back to move the body straight down the pool. Now, same idea here, except he's going to bend his elbows more, and he's still going to be focused on having that feel of using the whole arm to move himself forward. And again, because there's no rotation, he's going to have to get the arms out a little bit wider. That's going to help him create a better surface area with the arms. It's going to help get the whole arm involved more, and then he can build on that straight arm feel, bend the elbows a little bit, and then rip everything straight back. And just like with the other drill, you're going to see that acceleration as he pulls through. The body is going to shoot forwards, and because he's using the whole arm, he's going to get more propulsion than he would if he was just focusing on the hands. Now, rather than just doing the drill and seeing what happens, I always try to challenge the drill. So you can add more speed. The more speed they create, they've got to create more propulsion. They've got to learn to accelerate the arm. You can add stroke counts. That's going to require more efficiency. There's going to be more accountability to actual numbers, because if they have to take less strokes, they have to change how they swim. You can also add different hand positions, hand postures. You can go paddles, you can go closed fist, you can hold paddles upside down, you can go okay hands, you can do lots of different things there. You can go one paddle on one hand, closed fist on the other. There are a lot of different options to help swimmers better feel what their hands are doing, what their arms are doing. And you can also add resistance. They're going to have to create more propulsion, and they're going to get better feedback in terms of what their arms are doing, because they can feel a whole lot more pressure on the arm. Not only will it challenge them physically, it's going to better train the skills and better encourage swimmers to change what they're doing, help them search for more effective solutions, and that ultimately means more skill and more speed. Now let's see how to put it into action. In this first set, they're going to go 8 times a 25 and a 50. They'll go 25 straight arm, double arm backstroke with a buoy. Can't use their legs. As few strokes as possible, trying to get as much as possible out of each stroke. Then they're going to go 50 backstroke. They'll build each 50 and descend 1 to 4, 5 to 8, trying to get better as they go through. The next piece is going to be 25 double arm back with upside down paddles and a buoy. Again, trying to take as few strokes as possible. And then they're going to go 100 backstroke, negative split at the same stroke count. So we're setting up each swim with the drill. We're challenging the drill with the stroke counts, the buoy, the different hand postures, and then we're having them try to execute during some actual backstroke swimming. The next set, they're going to go 4 rounds through. They're going to go 25 straight arm, double arm backstroke with a parachute. They're going to minimize stroke count and time, so they're trying to create length and they're trying to create speed, and they've got to overcome the resistance of the parachute. Then they're going to do the same thing with a regular double arm backstroke, and then they're going to 50 backstroke, descend 1 to 4 at the same stroke count, starting strong. So we're putting a ton of pressure on the ability to create propulsion. We're loading up the drills. Hopefully they can better feel what their arms are doing, and then they're going into the backstroke swim, and they're going to try to apply that and see if they can make it happen, being fast and being efficient. If you want to learn more strategies about how to create a ton of propulsion with the upper body and backstroke, check out the video below.